Hey everyone! Okay, I think the video is working. So, welcome to training number 2 and day number 2 of our summit. If you missed training number 1, below this video you can scroll down and there's a whole announcement section that will kind of tell you what to expect. It will also have the upcoming schedule and there will be replay links to any of the trainings that you missed. So if you missed training number 1 after today's video, you can scroll down on this same page. You just scroll down and there is a replay link there for you for training number 1. So there will be replays of all of these trainings, but only during the 7-day summit. Once the summit is over, all of the replays will disappear. So this is your chance to watch now, implement now, and really learn this. This is something that we only offer. We rarely offer this summit, so really take advantage of it and be sure to, if you can, we recommend watching the trainings at the time of event when they are released. But if for some reason you can't and you already have a scheduling conflict or something, there are replay links, but be sure to watch them as soon as possible because they will be gone after the summit is over. So today is training number 2 and day number 2, and we are going to be talking about the system of profitability. So this is just a small little pocket of my living room, and I'm just sitting down today because I wanted this to feel just like a friend chat. Like if I was sitting with you honestly over coffee and telling you my best tips on how to get started successfully, this is what I would share. So hopefully you have some sort of a yummy drink, like a warm tea or a coffee, or your favorite drink, and also a notebook with a pen, and hopefully you'll be jotting down a lot of notes on all of the pieces that you're learning. So this whole summit, the purpose of this summit is to show you what is possible. When I first started my blog, I had no idea that it was really possible to create full-time income working part-time hours. This is possible for you to create full-time income working part-time hours. I've seen it done time and time again. I've seen it done with friends, family members who have started blogs, neighbors who have started blogs, and hundreds of students all over the world that I have helped. I love the online space because you can help people that you otherwise wouldn't be able to help because you wouldn't be able to reach them. So that's something really cool about starting a blog, is all of the people that you are able to help. And that is a big reason why I love helping other people start blogs, is because I feel like impact can grow and grow and grow. And there's plenty of room for more bloggers. And it's really cool for me to be able to help you help others. So it's really exciting for me as I watch you guys and the impact that you create and all the people that you help with what right now feels like your story or your pieces. Nothing is too small to blog about because really life is made up of all of those small little pieces. So the thing that you are passionate about, you start a blog about, and then let that transform other people's lives in those small spaces. Things that feel like average to you, but that would be really helpful to somebody else. Again, you do not have to be an expert to blog. You just have to be one teeny step ahead of somebody in order to help them with where they're at. So this summit is all about showing you what's possible, showing you that it is possible to create full-time income. I'm talking 6 figures, even 7 figures through a blog. Now, I haven't reached 7 figures yet. That is where we are headed. But I have seen other bloggers do it as well. So it's definitely possible to create full-time income working part-time. So part-time is the biggest piece here. The piece that I'm passionate about is if you can create full-time income working less hours, you can have more time to spend enjoying your family. So I have my index card notes here because I think there's just something, I love pen and paper. Even though I work in an online space, I'm also an old soul that loves old-fashioned notes and my journal and my planner and pen and paper. So I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you for joining me. I'm Alita. For those of you who don't know me, I blog at The Realistic Mama. I married my high school sweetheart. I have 2 kids, and I started The Realistic Mama 6 years ago to see if it was possible for a regular mom to create some extra income blogging. So I had 3 motivations. I wanted to be able to travel more as a family. I wanted to be able to save for a down payment of our first house. We were living in a 1-bedroom apartment at the time, and we were quickly outgrowing the space. And so I wanted to help save for the down payment of our first house. And I also wanted to be able to create some extra income so my husband could take a couple extra days off work, and that would be able to help it. So my goal was just to make enough income for those 3 things. And I was absolutely shocked when our blog started bringing in full-time income. So by 9 months, my blog was bringing in full-time income. Within 18 months, the income was dependable enough that my husband was able to quit his job. And that year that my husband quit, the blog made $79,511. The following year, my blog made $84,785. Again, I'm just a regular mom who started a blog to see if it could make some extra income. And I was shocked when it turned into full-time income. So it is possible for you, and I'm excited to show you the steps that you need, because there's a big difference between a hobby blog and a professional blog that is successful and actually brings in income. And there's lots of pieces that need to be done correctly in order to make sure you're not on that hobby blog side. So I definitely want you to reap the results of your hard work. And if you're interested in doing this and to create income, then you have to start thinking like a business owner. So your blog is going to be your business, instead of just creating a hobby blog that's more of like a journal. So we want to do it strategically, and I want to show you how. It doesn't have to be complicated, but it does have to be done right. So that year that I made $84,785, I actually took off 3 months of maternity leave. We also traveled a large portion of the year. So at the beginning of the year, I took the maternity leave, and near the end of the year, we started traveling a lot. And I wasn't working during maternity leave, barely at all, unless I wanted to check in here or there. And then at the end of the year, we were traveling a lot, and the blog still made full-time income. So what's amazing is that you're creating these passive income streams that continue to bring in income even when you stop working, or even when you take a little break from working. So it's really incredible. And the blog has just grown from there. We now make $200,000 to $300,000 plus a year through a blog. Again, you guys, I'm just a regular mom. When I first started my blog, we were living in a 1-bedroom apartment. I had a 3.5-year-old daughter, and I felt like I was not an expert on anything. I had a 3.5-year-old daughter, and I started a blog on motherhood and parenting. So I was like, what could I possibly share? I don't have wisdom on this yet. I don't have a kid that's graduated high school yet. So how am I going to start a blog on parenting? But what I came to realize is, like I've been telling you, just being one step ahead of someone is actually so much more helpful, because there's not such a big gap. Even now, like as my kids are older, if I was to try to share a tip on a newborn and infant, I would have to like really think back and remember. Like I've already forgotten some of that. So right when it was raw and happening, I was just one step ahead of someone. I was able to share tips on, breastfeeding, or on, just different things that were applicable to that little stage, self-care for new moms and things like that. So those were really helpful posts. And then people who were just either right there, just one step behind, could really learn from that. So you do not have to be an expert. I started my blog. I remember the moment I started my blog. I was sitting on this little old couch. It was like a two-seat love seat that was so old. My brother, I think, had given it to us for free because he was kind of done with it. And it was like one of our first couches, and I had covered it with a really cheap couch cover. But I was sitting on that couch, and I told Corey, I was like, I want to start a blog one day. Wouldn't that be an incredible way to make money one day? And he said, why don't you try it now? And that was so impactful, the fact that he told me to try it now, because I honestly probably would have waited 10 years or more, or really never probably done it in the end. So when he gave me that push and he said, why don't you try it now? I said, you know what? Okay. Like, let's just try it. What's the harm in trying it? So we decided to try it, and I remember the moment because it really has changed our life so significantly. I stayed up till 2 in the morning, getting my site set up. I didn't have that, like the training number 1 where I walk you guys all through it. I didn't really have anything like that, so I was pretty lost. It took me a lot longer, but that's why I love sharing this and just breaking down all of these pieces into something that is so manageable for you guys, because I know what it's like to do it the hard way. I know what it's like to make the mistakes. I know what it's like to go in circles, try to Google everything and not really find what you need, or find the wrong answers and just get frustrated. So that's why I'm really excited to help share this with you guys, because I want to help you guys create extra income so you can spend more time enjoying your family. So I was sharing like that story of me first starting because it really was so significant. Like, it really, doing that first step, I remember being so nervous, but it really, like, just by doing it, it all starts to make more and more sense as you go, and taking that little step of faith. So I'm just going to break this all down for you one step at a time, so it really is doable for you. So let me check my notes to make sure I'm kind of on track. So I said you don't have to be an expert to blog. You just have to be one step ahead of somebody. No tech knowledge is required. I will walk you through it all. So in training number 1, if you missed it, there is a replay link if you scroll down below this video after we're done, and that will walk you through how to start your blog and get it started, set up. But then as we go, won't need any tech knowledge either. We'll just break everything down as you go, and it will all start to make more and more sense. And I love to show you how to do it, because it's very important that you are empowered with the tools of understanding the back end of your site, so that when you go to make money, you know the things that need to be done on there. When I was first starting my blog, I just found pockets of time. Like when my daughter was napping, I stayed up late more often than not, and I would find little ways to set her up on a little project so I could, she was self-entertained, so I could do something for a short bit. So there's always a way. There's definitely a way. You just find those pockets of time that you have. And that's the beauty of blogging, is that it really is flexible. So my motivation drove me. Like I was really driven by that motivation on being able to travel more, saving for that down payment, and also to have Corey work less. He was working construction at the time, Monday through Friday, and it was just like, it was a lot of, like, he was gone and we missed him. So I thought, even if I could make enough where he could take off a Friday or take off a Monday here or there, that would be like so impactful and exciting for our family to have a little extra time with him. So that was the goal. And those motivations really, really inspired me and encouraged me. So today I want to ask you, like, what is your motivation? What inspired you to even join this summit and watch these training videos? What is it that why is it that you want to create extra income through your blog? What is that motivation? So right now, just quickly jot that down. What is your motivation? The words do not need to be fancy, but just kind of like the initial thought, whatever that reason is that you want to create that extra income. Write those down. What is your motivation? What is it that will drive you? Because there may be a couple of days where you have to stay up late, or there may be days where you bump into like a little, I call them speed bumps, so there's like a little speed bump and there's like a little thing, you're trying to figure it out, but then you get past the speed bump only if you continue, like you don't give up, and your motivation will continue to drive you to keep going. So what is it that motivates you? What is it that will drive you, that will push you even if you hit a little small speed bump? So it really is exciting when you can make extra money and also help people at the same time. That is the perfect formula for a job that you love, because your passion can meet income. Like when purpose and passion and income can all kind of intertwine, it's really fun. I love what I do. It doesn't even feel like work or a job. It just feels like I get to help people and I get to create income. So now I have more time to be able to help people more. And it's just this exciting, huge, awesome way. So that's my goal for you, is to help you help others and also create great extra income for your family. And of course, you'll also have flexible hours and create passive income streams that allow for even more flexibility. So tonight, we are going to be talking about the system of profitability. So first, I want to say that You can make great income blogging about a variety of different topics. So just pick a topic that you are passionate about and go with that. Your blog can morph as you go. I've seen it done time and time again where, a blogger starts on, so for example, there was a blogger that started as a coupon blogger, and then she started sharing some different craft posts. And those craft posts started doing so well that her blog actually morphed to being a complete craft blog only, and she kind of just let coupon posts go. So as you start to blog, you'll start to see what picks up and what your readers really connect to and resonate with, and that's what you will blog more on. So just start with some topics that you love and then let it morph as you go. So you can blog on a variety of topics. I've seen almost all the topics across the board create great extra income as well. So just blog about what you're passionate about, what you will want to continue to write about. And I was making full-time income blogging about only motherhood. And it wasn't until my husband Corey quit his job and all our readers and friends and family started picking up that he quit his job, and they watched us, when he quit, to see if the blog would continue to sustain us. And it did, month after month after month, year after year. And people started saying, whoa, okay, how do you make money blogging? So then the more questions I started getting on how to blog, I started sharing these kinds of things where I teach people how to blog as well. But I was making full-time income blogging just on like parenthood and mothering tips. And it wasn't until I was making like full-time income with that topic that people started asking me how to blog. So I added that element into my blog as well. So as you start, let's say you start blogging about gardening, but then you start getting a lot of questions on like how to use those gardening foods in the kitchen. So then maybe you'll start sharing some recipe posts. So it may morph as you go. So today I want to show you how to create a profitable blog. So not a hobby blog, not just like one of those hobby blogs that doesn't make any money, but a profitable blog that does create extra income for your family, great extra income for your family. So I want to walk you through the pieces that you have to have. So we call this the system of profitability because it's like the system of making money and making sure that you aren't just doing that hobby blog thing. So number one in the system of profitability is foundations. So your foundation is very important. It's your first step you have to complete in order to move on to the next steps. So inside of foundations, you have things like blog setup, blog design, branding, and these things don't have to be complicated, but again, they do have to be done right. And then what your topic is going to be. So trying to figure out your passion and also what is resonating with your readers. And then you also have like reader experience. So these are all the kinds of things that are in foundations. So foundations are things that you will do once to get completely set up. And then you'll move on to number two, which we'll talk about here in just a second. And then as you go, you will still circle back occasionally to foundations to just check in on everything and make sure that it's still the best foundations for where you're headed. So you have to get foundations done once, but then you will circle back to it regularly just to make sure that your foundations are still serving you, because our foundations always have to be the right thing for the next building blocks coming up. So we'll do them once. They have to be done first before we move on, and then we'll also circle back to them regularly. So inside of things like foundations, it's important. We talked about blog setup as one of the things. So for example, it's very important that you have a paid site, that you don't just have a free blog that you can go set up on out there. You actually want to have a paid site, a blog that you own. And so we call this hosting, and it means that you are basically renting a plot of internet land. So you want to make sure that you are renting a plot of internet land. It starts at like $3 a month to rent that little plot of internet land. And it's very important because that needs to be done so that when you go down the road and you're trying to monetize and make money and work with ads and you need certain plugins and things like that, you will have a site that's set up correctly in order to plug in those plugins and in order to monetize and build your business from there. So how to start a blog. If you haven't started your blog already, you can go watch training number 1 and it will walk you through the entire step-by-step process. So again, if you scroll down underneath this video, there's an announcements post section, and with all the information that you need, there's replay link to training number 1, and there's also an upcoming schedule so you know when the rest of the trainings are. So that training will walk you through it. Now, if you already watched training number 1, but you didn't start your blog yet because you were nervous, believe me, I remember being nervous. I remember all the feelings. Just like breathe, give yourself grace, take it one step at a time, and just know that there are people out there that are waiting. There are people out there that you can help and are looking for information to help them, and your information could be that thing that really just helps them in that small little moment have the answer that they need, or the encouragement or the inspiration that they need. And life is made up of all of those small little moments. So as we come and help people in all those small moments, we're making huge impact all over the US, all over the world, because your blog can reach people everywhere. So give yourself grace, take a big breath, and just do it. Now is the very best time to start a blog because you have the accountability of this summit. People all over the US and the world who are also starting blogs, who are taking that step of faith. So this is the perfect time to have accountability and to just do that first step. Just try it and see where it takes you. There will be a little bit of a learning curve, so give yourself grace. It will start to make more and more sense as you go. So that is number 1, foundations. So foundations includes blog setup, but it also includes those other things that we mentioned: design, branding, reader experience, your topic, and all of that. So next is number 2, and number 2 is growth. So growth includes your blog content. So content is like your blog posts, your email list, your newsletter. It's also about growth and gaining followers, and growth on getting people to actually read the blog posts that you're writing. Like, we need to have people actually find your blog posts and read it and connect with you and start to follow you. So also growing on social media. All of that is in that growth and content number 2. So you have to have your foundations done first, and then you'll move into this growth and content. The growth and content stage is an amazing discovery stage. This is where you're going to discover what's resonating with your readers. You're going to find out what you love to write about. You're going to learn your voice and how you approach things. You're going to just kind of discover all of these things that will help you realize like what maybe you can create as products down the road. And don't get scared by creating products. I didn't create my first product until I've been blogging for 2 years. And I was already making full-time income even before I created my first product. So again, don't get overwhelmed by the things. Just take them one step at a time and let yourself just like discover and be shocked at the possibility inside of blogging. And you can also, this is discovery on different like affiliate products, products that other people have already created that you can promote and make a percentage off of by promoting. So you're just going to basically be finding out what's resonating with your readers, and this is like the growth and content stage. You have to do this foundations and this growth and content before you move into monetizing or your profit, your making money stage. These things have to be done right so that when you get to step number 3, which is monetizing, so monetizing, which, you know, profit, making money, that exciting part, the extra income, the whole reason that we're doing this, when you get to that step, it will just like flow seamlessly because you have these other pieces set up. If you just jump to number 3, you won't make any money because you haven't set up the things correctly. You don't have any followers or growth or anything on your site. So you have to have these pieces. And then when you get to number 3, which is monetizing, this is where you get to start making money for your hard work. And it's really exciting. But 1 and 2 must be done and working for number 3 to work. A blogger has to do a lot more than just write a blog post and then sit and make money. It doesn't mean it's like an overwhelming amount of work, but it is a lot more than just writing a blog post, because you have to now have people come to your blog post. You have to set up these income streams in order to make money. So on day 6 of this summit, that evening, we will have a training video that will talk more about the ways bloggers make money. And we will talk about the 4 streams of income and how to set them up so that you are balanced and diverse and making your full income potential. So that will be on day 6. We will talk about how bloggers make money, the 4 income streams. And then, step number one is foundations. Number two is growth, which includes your content and growing your followers and your readers. And then number three is monetizing and your profit. And then number four is scaling everything that you're doing and automating. So once you have this system that's making money, how can we scale it from $500 a month to $2,000 a month? How can we scale it and automate it so that you don't have to work more hours to make more? You can just work smarter and make more money. So this is all about creating like passive income that doesn't require your time. And so this is like automating social media. This is learning how to use Facebook ads. And you do not want to start using Facebook ads until you get to step 4, because you want to make sure that your Facebook ads are making money before you spend money on Facebook. Like, you should only be spending money on Facebook ads if you're making more money back in return. And then in number 4, which is scaling and automating, we want to figure out like what is working best. So we call this the 80-20 rule. Like 20% of your effort is resulting in 80% of your results and your success. So how can we do more of that? How can we do more of what's working? And then basically hiring, this is where you get to outsource and have other people do the work for you. And basically you get to do what you enjoy. And so you just do these kind of piece by piece, but these are the four building blocks to the system of profitability. So we don't want to be, this whole summit is about how to be a business blogger, how to make money blogging and not just be a hobby blog. So if you are absolutely serious about blogging and you're ready to commit and have this turn into an amazing, great income stream for your family, then these are the 4 pieces that you have to have in order to be a successful, profitable, extra income blog, like a blog that can be making full-time income working part-time hours. So those are our four building blocks. And when all 4 are done right, full-time income, which could be 6-figure income, working part-time, is absolutely possible. And it is possible for you. Like I said, I've seen it done. I've seen so many bloggers do this. You just kind of do the steps and you do them one at a time so that it's not overwhelming, and you create a business. You create a blog that is bringing in great income, and it is absolutely possible for you. I'm so excited about this summit and to help you just start this journey, believe in yourself. Like, inadequacy and doubt and all of those kinds of things, lay them to the side during the summit. Like, this summit is all about like bold action, and we're all going to be doing this bold action together. So don't be nervous, because know that just maybe even in your same state or across the US, someone is doing it too, and people all over the world are doing this too. So there's strength in numbers, in the fact that just believing in yourself and taking that step. Just take that small little step, and then take the next small little step. So tonight, this is your homework. Number 1, if you have not watched training number 1, watch it as soon as we're done with this video. Go watch it, start your blog, set it up, and believe in yourself. If you're stuck on a name, just go with your gut. If you're stuck on a topic, just make a name that is broad enough to kind of cover some different topics that you might blog about, and test out several different topics when you start your blog and see which ones resonate with your readers, and then maybe you'll keep 3 and not the 4th one, or maybe you'll use all of them. And so you can kind of just test it out as you go. And then number 2, write down, what is your motivation? What is your motivation for blogging? So number 1, if you have not watched training number 1, go watch it. If you have not started your blog, you can start a blog while you watch that video. And then number 2 is to write down your biggest motivation for starting a blog, because that motivation will drive you and push you and pull you more than you know. So even though it sounds like a really simple homework assignment, my motivations pulled me when, like, they just helped me. They helped me when I was feeling a little nervous to just do it and see where it would take me. And I'm so glad that I did, because our family's life has been absolutely changed and transformed because of a blog. And so have the lives of so many of my students and bloggers everywhere. So I really believe in this. I'm so excited for you. Thank you for joining me on this exciting summit. This summit would not be possible without you guys. So I'm just excited to kind of walk alongside you for this 7 days and help you believe in yourself and take that step of faith. So, you can scroll down below this video and you can read through the announcements and you can see our upcoming schedule. So today is day 2. Tomorrow is day 3. The video training will be released at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So that is 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern. And then you can use a time zone converter if you're somewhere else, Hawaii, Alaska, around the world. You can just say what time, 8 p.m. Eastern is what time in my time zone. So you can just Google it and get the answer. So I will see you guys tomorrow night for day 3. And then if you scroll down, you'll see the schedule. Day 4 will be our break day. There will be no training on day 4. And then we will have a video day 5, day 6, and day 7. And all of those will be at the same time just to make it easiest. So 8 p.m. Eastern, which is 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. So tomorrow will be day 3, and the training is going to be goals and mindset for success, which is so powerful because so often our minds stop us from doing the thing that has the power and the potential to change our lives the most. So join me tomorrow to kind of get that mindset shift, that mindset check. That way you really can set yourself up. And then I think that's it. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for joining me.